In this video lesson, we're going to look at how to use the spell checking facilities in Microsoft Word. You've probably noticed when you have been typing that you sometimes get squiggly red or green lines underneath certain words. These lines indicate errors in the text as far as Microsoft Word is aware of them. If I zoom this document in a little bit, you should be able to see some lines on my text. We've got a squiggly red line there and here. Now I scroll down a little bit, you should be seeing a green line there. Now for the syllabus for ECDL, we're only really interested in the red squiggly lines. The red squiggly lines confer a spelling mistake. The green ones mean that there is a grammatical error. The way we deal with them is exactly the same, but you only need to focus on the spelling aspect of this. Okay, like always with a computer, more than one way to do things. The first way is to use the right mouse button. If you point to a word with a red line underneath it and click with the right mouse button, Word offers up a number of possibilities to change the word that is in error. You can simply make your choice, click with the left mouse button, and Word will replace that word with the word with the error in. So I'm just going to click with the left mouse button, and you can see the word rucking has been changed to working, and the red line disappears. Here we've got one here. This is a graced opportunity. If I right click, I have a number of options I can use to change that word. I want to change it to this one. Great. I'll just undo those two changes. The next way of working is to use the toolbar, and I've hovered over the correct icon. It's the ABC spelling and grammar icon. Just have a look at that icon, because you'll see the exact same one when I click on Tools and down to Spelling and Grammar. So using Tools and Spelling and Grammar or clicking on this icon will do exactly the same thing. Notice also that we can also use the F7 keyboard shortcut to instigate the spell check. So 4 different ways of instigating checking spelling and grammar. If I just click on this menu option, this is the spelling and grammar dialog box, and Word works through the document until it finds an error. It's found one here, it's highlighted it in red so we know it's a spelling mistake, and it offers us 3 possibilities to replace it with. If we want to replace it with any of these, we simply select the one in the list and then click Change. Once we click Change, Word will continue through the document to find the next spelling mistake. It's found the spelling mistake next as Cumbria. Now I'm going to come back to that. I don't want to make any changes to this at the moment, so I'm going to ignore it by clicking on the Ignore button. There's the next spelling mistake. This was a graced opportunity. And obviously we can see the correct spelling there of what great should be. Sometimes Word cannot find a suitable match for you. Tries its best, can't be perfect. So what you can do is click inside here and actually make the changes manually. And you can get it spelled correctly. Once you've made those changes manually, then you can click the Change button and Word will continue from where you left off. So we've got our spelling mistake, we select from the list, we click Change. There's a spelling mistake which isn't actually a spelling mistake. I'm going to come back to that later. I'm going to ignore this one. Here's a green error. This is a grammatical error, and I'm not going to get into the rules of grammar with you, but the error here is that it should be a capital letter. Word has corrected it with a capital letter, so I can just click on Change. You continue through the document until you get to the end, making your changes or ignoring the changes. until you get to the end of the document, and then Microsoft Word will say job's done. There's obviously a lot of mistakes in here that aren't actually spelling mistakes. I'm going to look at how to do that shortly. Okay, so we've got the spell checker is finished, and it says it's complete. Do you want to click on OK? So spell checking is really very simple and straightforward. I'm going to undo that just to repeat the process. So really spell checking is very straightforward. We're looking for the squiggly lines. We can either right click and choose from the list, or we can run the spell checking tool with the icon or the tools menu and use a dialog box to guide us through. And we simply again choose from the list and click on change. Choose from the list and click on change. Now sometimes you come to a word that isn't spelled correctly. This word here, learn direct, is not spelt incorrectly. It's just not known by the computer. And this is quite common with names. So you can do one of two things. You can tell the computer to ignore all instances of that word, and it won't tell you that it's wrong again in this document. Or you can actually add it to the dictionary so that the computer will remember that word from every document in future, and it won't try to misspell it. So if we're going to add it to the dictionary, what you must do is make sure it's spelled correctly in the first place. So have a good look at it, learn direct. Is that spelled correctly and how you want it to be spelled? If it is, add it to the dictionary, and Word will then never ask you that spelling again. So for the final time, tools, spelling and grammar, the computer will work through, and you simply select your changes here or add them to the dictionary. Bridekirk, add it to the dictionary. I'm happy with that. Add it to the dictionary. If you make a mistake and click on add to the dictionary when there is a spelling mistake, this is really outside what we should be doing here, but you can correct that by clicking on the options button, go to custom dictionaries, modify, and there is the list of the words that you've added to your dictionary. So to remove any of these, you can simply delete them. Spell checking, really quite straightforward.